So I recorded this podcast with my friend Sofia like a couple months ago. She just came into the country when I recorded this. She was initially present in Ukraine when the war started happening, and then I was just curious and want to know more about like what was it felt like when the war actually hit and how's their family and everybody doing back home. So anyone who's trying to predict this war is very hard to predict. Right now the current situation is basically both the sides are losing. Russia is inching forward, and their strategy is to basically wait until winter, and then the things get more difficult for Ukraine army. They're gonna attack. That's what I've been reading on the internet. So following is the video of me and Sofia talking about what happened when the war actually started. So and let's get straight to it. How was like living through the initial stages of the war in the beginning? What was it?
Well, it basically started like around February 16-ish.
Yeah.
Because that's like when Canada and US started warning their citizens to return back home because they thought that initial attack would come between like 16th, 17th of February.
Okay.
And it didn't happen, although like the stress was already felt kind of. But the Ukrainians didn't really like believe that it will happen because our president didn't.
The crowd or anything. Probably he didn't knew like what was going.
Yeah, I mean, I guess our intelligence
Yeah.
didn't like tell him that.
Even if I have seen some satellite photos, like even in the beginning of 2022, he began sending troops to the border, like from
Yeah.
from literally from satellite images you can see okay something is going on, but like everybody was very lenient, like nobody was taking care of, because like we were just coming out of 2 years of pandemic, right? Nobody was really ready.
Our army was
Okay.
preparing, like
I see.
just no one was expecting that it will be a full-on attack, like countrywide. Everyone just expect like we prepared our troops around the border with Russia and Belarus a little bit, but nobody was expecting that it will start with like bigger center, western, even like southern western cities. Everyone only expecting that it to be like in the eastern region and in the southern, where the Crimea has been already occupied, and the eastern region, Donetsk and Lugansk regions were already occupied since 2014.
Yeah, I want to get back to 2014. A lot of people don't know what happened in 2014. So would you mind explaining that a little bit?
So it's hard to like explain
Yeah,
because it's been going on for a long. Like there's a lot of backstory to how it led to what happened, and basically our people didn't want to have the president that was an active president at the time, Yanukovych, in power anymore, because he was moving towards the Russian side, like all of a sudden. And
I think I remember a little bit, like in 2014, like there was one guy from like US was supporting one guy, and then like other guy was supported by Russia, like not directly supported but like underneath it.
Well, it's not like US or anything, like I guess
but like that guy got assassinated, like his skin and everything he was fucked up.
Oh, the Yushchenko, Yushchenko, the
Is it
ex-president?
The ex-president.
Yeah.
Oh, before, so he was running against him probably.
Yeah, well, pretty much. It's like it's so all the actions that Russian politicians do they're very on the surface.
Yeah.
Because like they for some reason think that nobody will punish them, and nobody has punished them for many things that they did, like in Georgia, in Syria, in many other countries. So I guess they just like decided that the same will pertain. Yeah, the same will happen again. And but like the Yushchenko president, he was EU centered. Like we were going to EU. Even the Yanukovych campaign originally was also EU centered, because really like the majority of Ukrainians, they want to be in EU.
100%. Yeah.
Like why would we not?
It's a no-brainer, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then all of a sudden, after his visit, Yanukovych's visit to Russia, he decided to, go with their trade union or whatever.
I see. They have a different one, yeah.
Yeah, and that's
Damn,
like
he
when
sucks.
shit went down.
Yeah. So yeah, even like people who are not like in Ukraine or like who are not like visually seeing what's going on, they have a very different perception. What do you want to say to those people like who still think okay it's whatever, they're like the media is feeding us the wrong information, this is not really what's going on.
Oh, like right now.
Right now.
I think it's ridiculous. Honestly, I can't believe like how people even like have like those conspiracy whatever mind like how is
Yeah.
it even why. I guess it's like human nature to just like look for the harder
Yeah.
answer,
Yeah.
like because like it can't be like that simple.
Yeah.
It is that simple.
Yeah.
It is that simple. It's
Yeah.
not like the first time. Ukraine is not the first victim of
Not at all.
Russian aggression.
So initially that's
Yeah.
like why Ukraine got the independence, because they were tired of the regime, right? Initially.
Ukraine got independence initially because Soviet Union
Exactly,
collapsed.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of many reasons.
many reasons.
Because
Yeah.
it's like it just couldn't exist.
Couldn't exist.
It
like-
wasn't like barely even existing at the when it was actually existing.
Yeah.
But then it just collapsed, and Ukraine, obviously, as many other countries, Ukraine was like one of the last ones, unfortunately. And that's why like people think that we're such a brother nation
Yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
all that BS.
And then the Putin is like he's saying, oh, Ukraine was initially part of Russia. That's what he's feeding to the
Yeah.
fucking population of Russia. But like Kyiv has like independent from like thousands of years. Like it
Yeah.
has been his own regime for like hundreds, not hundreds, but like thousands of years. So yeah, and the people are talking to you like the last time we met like 2 years ago. You came across me like very patriotic towards your country. Like I'm from India. I'm not that patriotic to be very honest. But like to see somebody who's like living in Canada and then talking about their home country, and then you live there for like 6 months as well, right? Somebody's coming.
She has to take an interview of another girl. So
Really? That's amazing.
she's in the journalist program.
Oh, she is?
Yeah.
I'm a journalist too. Everyone is a journalist these days.
You went to the journalist program?
No, I didn't. I'm
Oh,
just
okay,
saying
just-
because of the internet, like, like just set up your.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm not a real journalist, but like
By the calling, yeah.
by the calling, So yeah, I was talking about like India. Like I'm not that patriotic, but like people in Kyiv, they seem like very attached to the city, and then I mean like why not? Like it's a beautiful city, right?
Yeah. I think being like people in nowadays, even though there's internet, but still they think that like they don't know the difference between Nazism and nationalism.
Nationalism.
Nationalism is good.
Yes,
okay?
100%.
Nationalism is what you see in Canada. They have like I was like walking down the street today, and I just like noticed how many
I know,
Canadian
right?
flags there are.
I was so surprised that when I came here, like every fucking house, a car has a flag.
And that's great. There's nothing
It's
like
amazing.
they don't hurt anybody with this. They don't like hate on anybody
Yeah.
else. They just love their country, and that's
Yeah.
how it should be.
And people who come from outside, they love
Yeah.
this country too. Like how amazing it is. We can just sit here and then use their faculty and then talk about anything
Exactly.
in the world. That's how it should be.
Yeah.
But like, oh my god, it's so unreal to like even like to see like what's going on. Like I remember having a conversation with my brother like a couple of years ago, and I was like, I don't think war would ever happen again. People learned from their mistakes, and after like World War II, they understand now. But like, I guess not.
Yeah, I was the same. I had the same like opinion. Like,
Really?
I was one of those Ukrainians that like didn't like in I don't know in how many worlds I would imagine that this would happen. Like I am from eastern region of Ukraine.
You are?
My family is from the eastern region in Ukraine, Lugansk, and it's like I was expecting there to be more, happening in those regions, in the
Yeah.
southern one, as I mentioned before, but
Yeah.
not like, full scale, like
And
capital of
how's
Ukraine
your
and
family
all the-
doing now?
My family is fine. Like so far at least, my cousin, she evacuated from Kharkiv. My aunt and grandma, like one of my grandmas, they also evacuated from Luhansk region, and the rest, like I have still one grandparents, my two uncles still there.
Wow,
It's
they're
under-
they're fighting alongside the military.
No, they're
Okay,
no.
okay, okay.
My uncles. No, no, no.
Okay,
They're,
okay,
they're not
okay.
in army. They're not. But
I see.
the region is under occupation
But
right
like
now.
they're not leaving. I see.
They really can't because it's right now temporarily under like Russian occupation,
Oh, is it?
and for men especially, they might get mobilized to the Russian army, which is
Whoa.
like LNR, like the terrorist organization basically,
Yeah.
which has established their like base at the Lugansk region and also
Oh.
DNR, like I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
in the Donetsk region. But that's basically like Russian, whatever, I don't know, like
But probably
organization.
Russian army is probably supporting them.
Of course, that's like why that's like how it all started in 2014.
Oh,
I see.
They organized this
that's
like
crazy. And
Yeah.
even like I have heard like in some cities in the south, like everything has been destroyed. I was seeing like drone footages, like schools, fucking electricity, everything, water supply, everything is gone, and people are like leaving their newborn child like in the hospital. Like only that's the only place where like water and like electricity is available. And imagine like fucking leaving your newborn and then fucking that's fucking crazy. And imagine being a mother, like you have to take care of your child and plus your husband and plus a lot of other people. I mean, like, it's crazy. And then how the European Union has responded to this?
Well, the European Union is helping a lot with like hosting refugees.
Yeah.
Poland has been like amazing.
Poland.
They
Yeah.
showed support from day one and onwards. There is I don't know like how recent what recent data says, but like it's been at one point like 3 million evacuees
Wow.
from Ukraine in Poland only, I think.
Wow,
And
that's amazing.
they have like reacted fast and
Yeah.
efficient, and there's a bunch of like different programs for Ukrainians. It depends on the country. Like for example, Hungary, not so much. They're
Yeah,
a
cause
country
probably
that's-
cause it's a tricky situation for like not so much for European. I believe they have to support Ukraine no matter what. Like they have to stand for the freedom. But like if I consider like India is in a very tricky space, cause like on one hand we get all the weaponries from Russia, and on the other hand we have to pick and choose. Okay, where do we stand as a nation, right? Do we support West or do we support Russia invading other countries or whatever? India is like very tricky place, but like it doesn't really matter. Like India is too involved in himself because like it's a third world country, and then like they normal population doesn't talk about these issues. But like I would love to see as an Indian to like come off as like, okay, what the fuck, stop trading with Russia and then just like completely support them. But like I guess it's not happening.
Yeah, I
Right.
realized that like India is very corrupted,
It
and
is.
they follow the politicians their own interests first and foremost.
Yeah.
And that's very upsetting.
It is very upsetting, but like this, the new, he's not new. He's been in power like from last 7 years, Modi, and
I
basically,
feel like is looking at the world right now and seeing like what are gonna do, like what if
Yeah.
we take Taiwan, like or something.
they're staring at the back in the dark room. Okay,
Yeah.
let's see how it plays.
So like the world plays a very important role right now in this war because like other countries are watching, the politicians
Yeah.
are watching,
Yeah.
and they will make their assumptions on what they can do in the future
Yeah.
based on like how Russia has been treated. So far so good,
So far, so
but
good. But
we
I
have to continue because the war didn't stop.
Yeah, I know it's still going on.
Yeah.
I know, and the way your people have responded is like so strong.
Oh yeah, I'm so proud of every
Every single
Ukrainian.
person.
Like
Huge
no
amount of
matter
applause
if they're
goes.
in Ukraine, of course those are like the most heroic people. They just like risking their
And,
lives every day.
Zelensky,
and
like, he
still,
seems like a
volunteers still.
super.
Zelensky is like an interesting character.
It is interesting because he
Yeah.
was a former comic and then he came into power. Like he was.
Yeah, that's
Because
like
that's what happened in democracy. I honestly.
Normal people like him
Mhm.
can come and make a change in a country. Like even like where I come from, like Punjab, it's a state within a country. So exactly similar thing here, but like the population of the only state is like 30 million. Euro is 40 million, right? So it's like very close. We got an CM just like 25 days ago. Like his name is Bhagwant Mann. He's also a comic. He's also a comic, and he was just tired of what was going on. Like one party from like last 25 years running the state, and then finally he got tired up, and then he came into power. So that's a good democracy can do, and then the people in it.
What democracy can do was a good example in our last voting when Zelensky was chosen. We had like something like 56 or something candidates. Imagine like that's like democracy at its best. And,
Yeah,
like,
right?
you know, the fact that we chose a comedian, it's also freaking amazing.
it's
I'm
amazing.
not saying anything about like I'm not judging
Yeah.
his performance before the war right now because that's like right now irrelevant.
It totally is.
Many even like journalists decided, like Ukrainian journalists decided to put the politics aside for now because right now we all need to be united.
Yeah.
Right now we all need to just like focus on one
Yeah.
important thing, and then everything rest
Then
comes,
everything
comes
100%.
after we win.
Yeah.
and
And we will, I think, we
yes.
will 100%.
But democracy has definitely been getting much better in Ukraine because before we also had corrupted votes for like Yanukovych
Yeah.
president.
Yeah.
It's getting better, and then
It is.
that's why maybe Russia was like, oh, how dare you, you know?
Exactly.
Because like imagine like Putin is like in power since 1998 or 1999.
Yeah, like 20 years.
Literally 20. Having power for these many years, like nobody is there to question you, or nobody is there to like say no, you're not doing this right, or so he's definitely in his own head. I feel like
Oh, he's like psychopath.
he's psychopathic. Have you seen the photos where he like meets with his other cabinet members? Like the fucking 40 feet huge desk.
There was this like concert in support of what Russia is doing in Russia.
Really?
Yeah, it's like a joke. It's honestly
Wow.
I don't know who's the comedian there. It's just so bad. Like, but anyway, past
Who is
that,
controlling this?
there was like snipers all around the stadium because it was on the stadium, and basically like every I don't know, like 1 meter there was a sniper.
Yeah.
So any of those snipers could have done it. They haven't. I mean.
Yeah, but like I know. I know. Like they have like.
Because like I know like Putin is like he comes like number 3 when it comes to the most assassination tried on a human being. He's number 3. He has more
Tries?
Yes,
really?
tried.
I didn't even know that somebody tried to do that.
People have tried like
Really?
50 attempts. The recent one I know, it was like there was a guy, he was in a car, and then he perfectly timed, he wanted to like crash into his car, but like you know like they have same kind of cars, like a lot of like 10 different cars that look similar, but like he drove into a wrong one, but like he literally killed both the guys who were inside the car. But like yeah, people have tried like 50 times. Should be a sneaky way, like you introduce your guy through his driver or something, like you know, and then plot assassination. But it's apparently it's super hard because like he's aware of this too, right? Obviously he's running the country for like I know, man. But what do you think, like how?
And honestly, like what I wanted to say also is that even when he dies, and he will definitely do that from like sometime down the line.
Yeah.
Even when that happens, you know that Russian people, according to like one poll from Russia, I don't know how accurate it is, obviously, but I mean it can be that wrong, right? So it's like it says that 83% of Russians support what is being going on in Ukraine, and like this has been growing while the war has been progressing. So even
But like, what if this like the data they're putting out? What if it's like from a media source who is obviously is controlling?
Yeah,
it?
that's
Could be.
quite possible, and like of course that's very possible.
Yeah.
Why I'm still putting it out there because I've watched so many videos of interviews of Russians, just like common ones on the street, and so many much more. But like for example, those that were on the street, they were asked their opinion about what's going on, everything. All of them have been saying that Ukraine doesn't exist, that Ukraine should be destroyed, that it should be part of Russia, etc., etc. Like all this like propagandistic shit. Like even like in the grocery store, there's like in mayonnaise they put Z. On cars they put like the Z symbol, which
the Z symbol is basically we support the war.
The Z symbol, there's Z and there's V and there's O, I think. Maybe something else, but basically that's like the directions that they go to. yeah, it's like basically like a Nazistic symbol
Yeah,
of their
yeah.
war. That became the most
Yeah.
known for some reason. And even like, for example, this guy who participated in Olympics, he wore it on his chest, like
Yeah. Yeah.
on his uniform. And like, there's like so many random examples of how common, regular, or ordinary, whatever you call them,
Yeah.
Russians
Yeah.
support this.
It did
Yeah.
too. I
So-
mean,
Not even living in Russia, they're sporting. Honestly, I have friends, they're sporting Russia.
How? Like,
I don't
this is-
understand. Like,
this
so
is-
I literally, I had a call with my friend like 7 in the morning. I was shouting at him. Like, I don't even know like what the fuck is going on in people's
I
mind.
honestly don't know. Like, I think when we got interrupted, what we discussed, it was like, believe in their propaganda,
Yeah.
living in the West. Like,
yeah.
I don't understand, but like I can, in Russia there's so many elderly people. There's so
Yeah.
many people without any education, no access to internet.
Not at all.
They're poor and they like don't even have access to this information.
Yeah.
In the West, they have
have
access to
every
all,
fucking
like all
thing.
of the information that I'm posting. Like, for example, there's like pictures. It's not like as I was saying in Georgia, for example, which happened in like 19 something. When Russia did like pretty much the same thing that they're doing to
Georgia.
Ukraine right now. They didn't have internet back then. They didn't have media, like the
Yeah.
worldwide media.
Yeah.
So it wasn't out there. But this is like out there. There's so many information sources, both in like English and Ukrainian, anything you find. Like there's
Yeah.
New York Times, even them like fuck up sometimes,
Yeah.
but they screw up. Sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah. Still, like those sources all agree that Russia is
Yeah.
just a cruel,
Yeah.
death-bringing nation.
But it tells us like even though if you give information, all 100% information, they're just fucking dumb people, man.
Yeah,
We
and-
can't do anything about that.
Yeah, you just like, as long as they're not.
Because I also
dangerous.
I know I also had a boss. He lived in Moscow,
Uh-huh.
and then he lived there for like 10 years, and then he was in full sport. Oh, every morning I see this guy. Okay, he does his work. He comes to lunch and he watches fucking videos of housing being destroyed, and then he praises Putin. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, because there is
What the fuck?
they say that it's Ukrainians who
Yeah.
destroy Ukrainian
Yeah,
cities,
yeah, yeah.
kill Ukrainian people,
Yeah.
rape women.
Yes.
Like, it's just.
The way he was explaining to me, he was like, okay, what if somebody attacks at your house and it's your house? Wouldn't you save it? I was like, obviously I save it, but that's not the case. Like in their head, it's very, very like, oh, this is how it is. Like this is the narrative I'm gonna stick to, because it's really easy to fall back on fucking easy narratives and then go by your day, right?
It's really upsetting, like how
I know.
they just like through years and years of this propaganda. It's been like so ridiculous that now they believe, like there, like this what's it called, like when you can mend something out of the material, that you can like make figures out of
Clay. Yeah.
clay or,
Yeah.
or like
yeah.
the other one, I forgot, the synthetic one.
Ah.
But basically clay. They're like the warm clay right now. The Russians, they
Yeah.
can now politicians,
Ah.
media, they can mend anything they want from them. They even believe that like we have some bio.
Yes.
Like a weapon
Yes.
with birds.
Yes.
And if, like that, like how dumb, how like
So-
uneducated. Sorry.
Yeah, it's
can
fine,
you
it's
be
fine.
to believe that a bird can identify a gene like within your cell, and define like that it's a Russian cell? When like if you
So
look
dumb.
into DNA, we have like different mixtures. So like that would also target some Ukrainians, for example, or other nations.
What the fuck is going on?
And then also like only then they will like attack the whatever.
It's
they
like
will
high-level
kill the
biotech.
poison. Yeah, it's
Are we
just-
that advanced already?
I mean,
I don't think so.
Like I don't mind that they think that Ukrainians are so smart, but how dumb are Russians and like the other people that believe in it?
Yeah, but like I'm not gonna.
I think technology hasn't evolved that much, but it has definitely evolved what it was initially in World War II. But I don't know if it's true, but like I've heard like they're using some bioweapons to literally
Russians? I don't know if they have been using, but there was some like a kind of a prohibited bombing that they did like with some sort of gas. That
yes, or either a gas
you
or
have, like,
biogas, chemical,
that
somehow
burns
chemical.
you from inside, basically.
Yeah.
I've heard of that. Yeah.
I mean, like if they start using those kind of things, it's fucked up.
Oh, they've been using prohibited weapons since like 2014 in Ukraine. They have been using it in other countries as well.
But if
It's
they're
just-
doing in Ukraine, like
it's honestly like it's not even like right now at this point.
Yeah.
It's not even like it is a war, obviously, but it's also genocide. Honestly,
is.
like of Ukrainians again, and it's not the first time that they're doing
No.
it. Not like if you know Holodomor, they did pretty much the same. Like not the same, but
quite
like,
similar.
they just starved Ukrainians to death. They took all the crop. They like if you stole like one what's it called, like the seed, like just to feed yourself. You will like go in prison. You will be killed. Anything like it just like
They're
they were,
trying to turn it into fucking North Korea, I feel like.
oh yeah, they're definitely going that
That
direction,
route,
and I
right?
don't really care. I don't like the only thing that I care is that they're our neighbors still,
I know.
and I don't know. I guess we'll have to have a wall or something.
I mean, like, no war ever ends like with complete defeat or complete win. They have to come to some sort of negotiation.
Yeah, I guess.
I guess.
Like other than that,
It's really hard to make a peace with the thing,
I
with
know.
the idea that you have to like negotiate with terrorists, pretty much. But you know, I guess that's the modern politics in a way.
right? Comes to peace, honestly.
I don't know what should happen for
And-
Ukrainians to forgive Russians.
No, it's not.
Russia as a country, but Russians as well, because they're just there are like of course some people that like have been like protesting, but that's really the minority.
Your friend.
She's back.
You have to open it.
Oh, okay.
Let me.
So I guess we can interview Sofia. Also Sofia.
Yeah. Oh, your name is Sofia.
Really good.
You look amazing. Yeah, you wanna come a little bit near?
Oh, you want?
Yeah,
Okay,
just
sure.
be.
Sure. Oh, sorry, I
It's
meant
fine.
this.
It's fine. Yeah, just be in the frame. It's fine. Yeah. Thank you for joining us. We were just talking about what's happening, and yeah, I want to know more about like how Humber has helped you throughout the whole situation.
That's a very hard question because I haven't actually asked help for myself from Humber, but I know that students that were asking Humber for help then were asking me that, look, Humber doesn't help us, so what can we do?
I see. Yeah, because I have seen a whole thread of your stories where you were explaining like what was going on throughout the communication. Yeah.
And yeah, Humber does more like Ignite. Does has this program that will allow students have more help, like lowered fees and everything. But
Yeah.
personally, for myself, like right now, that my family can't support me, like nothing
Yeah.
actually, no one actually can help me. Humber is like.
Yeah, I know. It's very tough.
It's a very tough situation. Like they can do so not so much, but like being at their student, they have the resources. That's what I'm saying. They can help if they want to, right?
They can, but it's all about money. And
It is all about money. Yeah, they have to pay off their boats somehow. So.
Provided like one time $500 payment
Yeah.
to Ukrainian students, but in order to receive it, like it's obviously
Do a
limited
lot
in
of
quantity, and you have to like explain why you suffer more than other Ukrainians. Like how traumatic is that? Like for
Yeah.
people, especially coming from Ukraine, you know, you
Yeah.
have to like
I know.
explain all that.
I know. Even
and-
like, but like a lot of like GoFundMe, like a lot of people are opening accounts on there, and then they're getting help. Like I know a channel called like Yes Theory. In like 5 days, they rose like 100,000 to feed Ukrainian. So like it's good, but like I was hoping like institution like these could come in more, and then like
Exactly.
but like it seems like they're like, okay, we're done with it. It's been a month. Okay.
Yeah. Like you know, ordinary people,
Yeah.
they help a lot. Like in
They do.
Europe, in Hungary, that doesn't really on political level. They don't really help that much. People there do, and like in Canada, same thing. So that's really great to see. But same as you, like as a student of Humber, especially, I
Yeah.
was I was reaching out to them. I
Yeah.
was really hoping that they will do something. But unless you like push in yourself, like for example, how I did with the art gallery, they
that was
don't
amazing.
really take much initiative.
Yeah,
otherwise.
that was amazing. Yeah, a lot of people showed up.
Yeah, we raised actually with the bracelets and the
Yeah.
pins and the posters. We raised 700
That's amazing.
plus something dollars. So that's
That's-
pretty good for
that's
5 days
amazing. That's
in
amazing.
college. That was
Yeah, even like we live in a modern day. Like even like with crypto and NFT, a lot of women and people like they like organized a project where you buy their art
Mhm,
and then
yeah,
it
I've
goes
heard about
directly goes directly to them.
Yeah,
I bought a couple of
as I was saying, like like every Ukrainian in the world, like no, like yeah, of course in Ukraine, but also like in the rest of the world, they're just like doing their best. They're volunteering, like they're doing their creative projects.
That's what we
anything
want.
to
Honestly.
support.
That's
yeah.
the best way we could help, right? Like single person to single person. That's the best way that we can help. Even like I heard a story like there was a Russian farmer, not Russian farmer, sorry, Ukrainian farmer, and then they shot a tank in his farm, and then he's selling that on OpenSea. OpenSea is a marketplace for
Really?
to sell NFTs. So literally, he's selling a whole tank of 250 each on OpenSea. It's so trippy to see like what's going on. God damn. So your family's back home as well?
Yes, nearly all of them. All of the men are in Ukraine, but women and children left. My brother left like last week. He was the last one.
I see. And then your parents are like sticking in the house and then protecting, I guess.
Yeah, it's like they can't leave.
They can't leave because
Yeah,
I know.
and from the other side, they send all of the women and children, so they will be like more free free in actions.
Yeah.
They can volunteer, they can fight, they can help, they can
Yeah.
feel like they're
I mean,
useful. Because when there is children and women, like you think about their protection, not
100%.
about helping your motherland and everything.
100%. Yeah, that is so true. Yeah, even like for kids who are like 10 to 15 years old, they're gonna remember everything.
Yes.
Children who are like they're smaller, they might forget,
know,
right?
My brother is 12 years old. and one
How
time-
how old is he?
12.
12, yeah.
And one day my dad needed to leave to another city, and it was late. And because I was worried, I don't know, I just had this feeling that I need to be on the phone with him.
Yeah.
And I was on the phone with him, was talking, and then siren broke.
Uh-huh.
Just had a feeling about that, and I'm
Yeah.
like, so, what are you going to do about sirens? And he said, oh my God, those sirens again! I'm so tired of them. I'm gonna kill Putin for them. And it's like, this kid, like
I
me, I was so worried about
Yeah, I
those,
can't
and
imagine.
he is like, sirens, please. And
Yeah.
it's like, it's crazy
Good.
about, like, they're so chill about it. They're
Yeah.
getting used to it.
Yeah, they're gonna
Yeah.
they're gonna be very tough coming out of this.
But that's more like in the western region where there haven't been much
Yeah.
bombing.
I see.
They can allow themselves to like get used to the sirens.
Yeah.
Whereas they have been bombed heavily, they still like obviously go to
Yeah.
bunkers and stuff.
God
Like my
damn.
family is from the western part, like city which has taken, like one of the cities which has taken most of the refugees.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, there were just like 2 times they were trying to bomb Chernobyl.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, even like there was a news. Oh, relax, they're not bombing the civilians. Oh, it's fine. They're just the fucking military base and stuff like that.
The very first day of the war, they were bombing military bases. After that, they have been bombing everything that they saw, wanted,
I mean,
whatever.
like, even like he's destroying all the architect. Even if he, okay, for instance, like I'm not saying that he's gonna win. Even if he win, like everything is destroyed. Like who are you gonna rule? Like what the fuck, right? Like
I don't think that's like the aim. The
I
aim
don't
is to
think,
just
yeah.
destroy Ukraine so that
yeah,
Russia maybe on its background stands out like as a better country. I don't know. Like
I don't think so ever.
honestly,
Like they have
it's-
like
yeah.
for like whole century he has set a narrative towards that country. Now it's not gonna change.
Yeah, there is not really that much logic.
Right?
the aim of this war for Putin is a genocide of Ukrainians. It's to kill the idea of being a Ukrainian.
Because I think he seems like he's
Yeah.
obsessed with the idea of recreating the Soviet Union of what it was.
It's not even recreating Soviet Union.
Yeah.
Because even in Soviet Union, there were like Ukrainian
Yeah.
Soviet Union.
Yes.
What he aims is like,
Ah.
even in their media, they were like to prohibit the name of Ukrainian and change it with the other one.
Wow.
So what he wants is like actually destroy the
He
nation.
literally want to erase like
Yeah, he he wants just to erase the nation.
Yeah, he has been saying like.
I'm getting
before-
chills like
before
listening to
even-
this. Honestly.
Even before the war officially began, he was saying that like Ukraine doesn't exist. Ukrainian language is like made up or whatever. Ukrainian people don't exist as a nation. So
Yeah.
Someone was telling me that there is not like in Russian language, Russia, they had occupied Ukrainian territories before, and they have taken a part of it. So Kuban historically is Ukrainian part, but they have taken it. So they speak Ukrainian language, but Russia does not say that they speak Ukrainian language. They say that they speak Kuban dialect.
Ah.
So basically, this is Ukrainian language written with Russian letters.
I see.
And they were like telling people that they are not Ukrainians, that they're just Cossacks, like from Kuban, like they're from that era, and they're not Ukrainians. Even if they speak the same language, they share the same history, they
Yeah,
share
literally
everything the same.
same.
They were just like erasing them.
Yeah.
So now people from Kuban, they don't think they're Ukrainians. They
Yeah.
say that they are Russians and they
Yeah.
speak Russian.
Yeah.
Though they do understand Ukrainian, but still it's like they successfully erase nation from that part.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's possible in today's day and age. I mean, like, there's a lot of different stuff. Like, people are still fucking fighting over land. I mean, like, what world we are living in is fucking 2022. Like, we have how like, imagine like how much resources we are spending on war just for like Ukraine, and we could spend on fucking something else. Like, literally reaching. Yeah, you're
if
right.
we
Yeah.
poured all that money into our economy, like into peaceful economy of Ukraine, we would be so well off right now.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Now, and on the
Yeah.
on the opposite hand side, like right now we're just like our roads that have been built for like 3 years are all just like pretty much all destroyed.
Yeah.
Our cities, our buildings, people don't have anywhere to live. Like it just like went backwards, you know.
Probably when I was like 15 years, 20 years. It will take so much time to rebuild
No,
everything.
we will. I believe that we will rebuild it like quite fast. Of
Definitely.
course, with the support from the
100%.
West, Europe, US, Canada, and etc. But and like every Ukrainian basically right now says that I will go back after we win.
Even
and
I'm like, I want to go back to India, honestly. Like, getting it, like, where we come from, like, supporting them, like, it's the soul fulfilling thing, honestly. Like, we come to foreign and everything to make money and stuff, right? But like helping our people, it's just everything comes back to circle. Yeah. That's all we can
it
do.
will end in victory.
It will end in victory, 100%. And like 100%, they're winning the war. That's what I'm hearing. Like,
Yes, of
Ukrainian, you guys are winning the war.
Yeah.
You know, it's a double saying. Like, we do win the war on information level and from support from other countries, but if you will actually see on the streets, like people hear in the news, they don't see the reality. They don't know that the girls under 10 years old were raped and like everything from their inside, like destroyed.
Yeah.
There's like nothing inside of them, like honestly. Because there's like children 5, 6, like
My
even
God.
younger
God.
were raped. I'm not telling about women that were born in the streets.
Just the young people.
And you know, children are getting gray hair. So I think United States, Canada, Europe, Japan, all of those countries, they don't really quite understand what's happening in Ukraine. They do help us, but people from those countries, they believe in they believed in the idea that we were giving them in the beginning, that we are winning and everything. Yes, we are winning, but still we need support. Like this horrific events happening right now, and the idea that we are winning, it helps, but it just gives us like
false hopes. You don't want to have false hope, like, you know.
Yeah, but we just like it gives us strength to go ahead, but we still need resources to go ahead and do something.
100%.
So, like, they don't understand. And when I'm telling my classmates, I'm studying journalism, so when I'm telling them, like, here, this and this happened, and they're like horrified because you don't hear it on Canadian news. It's
a completely different picture, I know. Like, that's why everybody has a strong opinion towards Russia or anybody else, like, oh, because that's what they heard in news, right?
Exactly.
And how do you think that could be changed? Like, how normal like population could like know like what's going on?
You know, first of all, Canadian medias. I'm gonna talk about Canada. Canadian medias need to start using Ukrainian sources because Ukrainian medias do use information like Ukrainska Pravda, Ukrainian Truth. I think they will translate like that. They actually do have like every single thing that they are posting verified. There's also Sopelnyk. I don't know how people say it in English. They also like verify everything they post. They do post it's like maybe an hour later than it occurred, but still it's faster than what they do in Canada. And they do like verify their stories. And if Canadian news will use their like sources, what they provide and give it to people here in Canada, they will understand what's happening.
They would, information should be more clear, because like when like so many people are involved, it changes the news.
Exactly. And the other thing that Instagram and Facebook, they just block those images. They block everything that we post. And I don't understand why. They do allow Russian stuff to be on internet when we are telling them here they are actually saying that we must be killed, but you don't allow us to put something that we're like saying them like, here you go, like here's what's happening in Ukraine. And it's, I don't understand their politics as well. Then they are saying that it's just like the algorithm that they are having. Come on, you can change the algorithm.
I know they love to blame it on algorithm, or this is disturbing peace, so that's why we took it off. Oh, this is not a real human who's doing it, this is the AI behind who's doing it. I don't know, but like in this case, like this wide war, they should like allow, at least because like this internet is the only source that normal people has access to, right? So Facebook but like Facebook, it's very tricky, honestly. Facebook has always been like this. Like they love to silence people, they love to cut off, they love to deplatform people, because like they are a form of like, they're kind of controlling West too in a way. Like they are involved in government, they have more power, so it's very tricky. Do you have any like other like websites people can like look into, like where you can see like really legit true data?
Number of Twitter accounts and Telegram.
Telegram.
I know that not a lot of Canadians do use it, but still, this is one of the best sources that you can get news. And Twitter. If you don't want to download Telegram, that's fine. There is a number of Twitter accounts. If you want, I can give
Twitter
you them
is
later.
still better, I think. Twitter is still better.
I know a lot of journalists that they are just looking at the news on those Ukrainian news that I was telling you, and then they are like translating them to English and just posting them there. So it's like you can get a real-time news on there, like online.
If you're looking for a website, there's also this war.ukraine.ua.
Okay, I'll definitely link that up.
And there's like basically it starts with the day number of the war, and then it's just like stories in English.
That's it. I'll definitely add that to the link. Yeah, hopefully. All right, this has been amazing. I love talking to you guys. Because like I just wanted to get more information. I've been talking to Sofia for like a week, because like I wanted to come and talk.
I think I may add, I know quite a lot about it because I'm just talking with Kapija about that. Around Humber Lakeshore and a number of Ukrainian suburbs here, they've been Russian Nazi signs, like they use that on their tents whenever they go. So they're find a couple of them in near Ukrainian church and Ukrainian like places where a lot of Ukrainians live. Here near Humber Lakeshore, what was like surprising for me, because I don't know how many Ukrainians live here, but still that's a lot. And I do believe that there must be more of them. And
I think there are a lot of
them. And I know that Kapija was writing about it to Ignite, but I still don't know much about that. Because
so you were saying the people on Lakeshore, they were wearing Z sign?
No, they were like Z signs near the campus, like on stones, on poles, and everything like that.
What? Seriously?
Really?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I didn't see that.
Really?
Wow. That's so sad. Like coming back to like, do Russians support even the ones that like are supposed to be more progressive, the ones that moved out they're still doing that.
So, but even like this like West is very progressive, like, but there are still people who very very conservative, like conservative in a way, like Putin things, because like even in the West, I don't think like everything is perfect, but like still better than a lot of other stuff, right? like I don't.
But still, how can you be
I
conservative
know.
if you will post Nazi
Yeah,
signs around places where all kinds of people live?
all kind of people
Like
live.
it's just.
Amazing. Thank you so much for talking to me.
Thank you.
Amazing.